Gareth Bale has officially retired from football. Throughout his career, he won the Champions League 5 times, La Liga 3 times, and won the Footballer of the Year in Wales 6 times. So what we're doing today is jumping on FIFA 23, rewinding his career to back when he was 16 years old, where he was 66 overall on Southampton as a left back. And we're going to be completely replaying Gareth Bale's career again, like it never happened. And before we begin this career rewind, I need you guys to click that subscribe button down below so we can get to 2 million subscribers. Okay, let's do this. So we're starting in season 1 of 10 seasons we're gonna play with Gareth Bale on Southampton, where everything began. He did start his career at left back, but also play in the wings where he played the majority of career, so that's where we're gonna start him. And our first step in any rewind of a player's career begins with training, where we're going all in on shooting for season 1. We're not gonna simulate season 1 to see how Gareth Bale's career will begin. And after the season ended, I took a look and things were actually a lot better than I expected them to be. All right, boys, I like this. Gareth Bale has started going up to a 72 overall. Because he was so low rated, I wasn't expecting him to get a lot of playing time, but he managed to play 41 games, score 7 goals, and get 2 assists. And remember, this is very important because throughout this entire video, we're going to be tracking Gareth Bale's total goals, his total assists, and total trophies won. And although he managed to play a lot of games, it wasn't exactly great news for Southampton as a whole. That is not the start you want to see, is it? 13th place. I mean, we were really never going to win the league with Southampton. The winner ended up being Manchester City. Our final results to end the first season: 13th in the Prem, 4th round of the FA Cup, 3rd round of the CAMEO Cup. Had a great start to his career. So to start season 2, I decided the best thing for Gareth Bale to do, since he was still 17 years old and 72 overall, would be to add him to the loan list. And although we put him up for loan, our first offer was a transfer offer to send him to West Brom, which I swiftly rejected. Immediately after, we got our first 2 loan offers, the first coming from Lazio and the second coming from Benfica. The offer from Benfica was a loan to buy, which I thought was our best offer, so we accepted it. The move has officially been completed. Gareth Bale is now on a 2-year loan for Benfica, where if we enjoy it here, we can just be bought out. And as soon as I accepted this contract to join Benfica, there were 2 things that I realized. The first thing was that the competition would be way more stiff and tough than it was at Southampton, with just loads more high-rated players than Benfica. But the good news would be we'd have a much better chance to win trophies this year in the Portuguese league, because, I mean, there's just not much competition. Look at these clubs. And we would get to compete in our first official Champions League match. Before we simulated the season, we set the starting 11 where Gareth Bale would have to play this one on the bench. But with Benfica being a club that is notorious for growing young talent, I was fine with that. We'd get him to a development plan that would grow all of his passing stats for this second season. And it was time to simulate season 2 to see how Gareth Bale would perform. And as soon as the season finished simulating, I realized we had an absolutely massive problem with Benfica. Okay, Benfica ended up finishing 3rd in the league. I think they won the League Cup. Yeah, okay, so actually a really good year, but what has just happened? Gareth Bale is absolutely nowhere to be found on this Benfica team. It's like he just disappeared into thin air. It turns out while we were simulating, Benfica decided not to play Gareth Bale at all, which angered Southampton to the point where they recalled him from loan during the middle of the season. Okay, is this good or bad? I mean, he's now 80 overall, so he's grown literally 8 ratings in 1 season, but he's now back on Southampton, meaning I have to go move back there. Well, one of the first times in the history of this series that I'm moving back to a club. Okay. Back to England we go. And now with us being back on Southampton, we get to review how Gareth Bale did in his second season. Oh my God. It looks like he got called back like almost at the beginning of last season, because he played 45 games, scored 20 goals. Yeah, if you look at his stats, he played all 38 Premier League games. I have no idea what happened whatsoever. Now, unfortunately, Southampton finished 14th in the Premier League. They lost in the 4th round of the FA Cup and 4th round of the CAMEO Cup. But the good news is that Gareth Bale is set up in an amazing position going into season 3 with him being 80 overall. So as season 3 was set to begin, before we could think about anything regarding Gareth Bale's future, we had a duty with the Welsh national team. What a perfect way to start this 3rd season. We've been called up to Wales in the Euros, where we've actually made it out of the group 2nd above Belgium. That's crazy. The Euros would be short-lived though, as we got knocked out by a rival. Oh, of course, it had to be England beating us 3-2. Who ended up winning this? It was England versus Croatia in the final, and Croatia won the 2024 Euros. And now that the Euros were complete, it was time to reevaluate Bale's career to see where we could would put him next. All right, boys, here's the Southampton team. I'm not gonna lie, I don't think they're winning anything. They do have Bale. Oh, they have Julian Alvarez. Wait, when did they sign him? Now, this team is improving, but I don't think this is the club that I want to keep Gareth Bale at long term. So we are going to be adding him to the transfer list. As soon as he listed him, we immediately got 2 transfer offers. First being from Leicester City and the second being from Crystal Palace. Right, boys? These are big offers, 57 million. I just can't go to Palace. And then number 2 comes from Leicester City for 54 million. I really just don't want to stay in the Premier League with Gareth Bale. Then we waited and waited when our first massive transfer offer arrived. No, we can't do it. We got offered to go back to Spurs, the team that just can't win a trophy. Bale was also at Spurs previously in his career. I mean, we could go back and try to win him a trophy there, but no, I want to take Bale on an absolutely new adventure in this rewind, so it's been rejected. So we waited days and days for our next offer to arrive, and it finally came. Yes, this is just the offer we were looking for, an offer to send him to Borussia Dortmund. Of course, I'm accepting this immediately. So for this 3rd season, it's time to take Gareth Bale to the Bundesliga to join Borussia Dortmund. I think he's gonna have quite a long career here. As soon as he arrived to Dortmund, he signed a contract worth 3 years, which would be probably the minimum we'd be staying at this club. For his training style this year, I decided to go more broad to train in acceleration, long shots, vision, reactions, a whole variety of stats. And then it was time to simulate season 3 to find out how Bale would do in his first year with Dortmund. As season 3 ended, we had amazing news as Gareth Bale had grown all the way up to an 85 overall. Oh yes, boys, this is going to be a great year for Dortmund. Look at this squad, man. So many insane players, although I don't know what happened to our 85 rated goalkeeper. He is nowhere to be found. But then the bad news hit, because you will never guess who won the Champions League. Starting in the Bundesliga, boys, Dortmund in 4th. Okay, we can definitely do a lot better than that. How about the rest of the leagues? League Cup, Hoffenheim, really? This is the big one, boys. We've made it out of Group A over Barcelona as well. That's a massive W. Round of 16. Oh my God. I had a chance to join them as well. You are kidding me. Spurs won. I was just saying how they haven't won any trophies and they won the Champions League. No. Right. Mistakes were made. This Dortmund team's still really good, but we could have joined Spurs. Gareth Bale overall with a very mid-season. 12 goals, 9 assists. Bringing his career totals after 3 seasons to 39 goals, 15 assists, and 0 trophies. We then made it to our 4th season where there really wasn't much to do in the offseason. All right, boys, here's the squad. Gareth Bale up to an 85 overall. I'm very confident we can boost that to 90 this year. And yeah, since there's still 2 years left on his contract and I have really no reason to make him leave this club, all we're going to do is slap a development plan on him, which I think we're going to go with wide winger to improve his sprint speed, attacking position, crossing, and more. And yeah, we will simulate season 4 where hopefully he'll win his first trophy. And as the season has come to a close, we arrive in June 2026. Bale is in fact at a 90 overall. And not only was he at a 90 overall, but we would eventually find out that this would be his best season yet. Let's go! Our very first trophy. Gareth Bale has gone in and won the Bundesliga by only 2 points over Leipzig. Unfortunately, it is an L in the League Cup. But here's the Champions League topping Group B. Beating Spurs, we get our revenge. The round of 16. On to the quarterfinals, we beat Atletico Madrid. Semifinals, we beat Liverpool. Vamos! Let's go, Gareth Bale. He gets his first Champions League, beating Barcelona in the final. We still got a long way to go because, as you guys know in real life, Gareth Bale won the Champions League 5 times or more in this rewind to match that. Absolute scenes. 15 goals, 12 assists. Not the greatest, but check out Adeyemi with 35 goals. Season 4 was crazy good. We then arrived in Season 5, the halfway point in Gareth Bale's career, where it was time for the World Cup. I know this World Cup would be extremely unrealistic for Wales to win, but there's always a chance. So we have to go in and take a look. What group are they even in? Hello? Wales? Maybe they weren't even in the World Cup. Oh, they were in Group A and they get... Oh, they're grouped. Right. Italy wins the 2026 World Cup. Gareth Bale will still have one more World Cup in 2030 to have a chance to win, but it's going to be very unlikely. But for this 5th season, Gareth Bale had 1 year left on his contract with Dortmund, so this would probably be it for Germany. And sadly, in the offseason, we ended up losing Bellingham and Emil Smith-Rowe to transfers. We trained Gareth Bale at inverted winger to improve all of his shooting stats and simulate to the end of Season 5 to see if Gareth Bale can go back-to-back in the Champions League. So this 5th season would end up being Gareth Bale's worst year for growth as he only grew to a 93 overall. But with him scoring 26 goals and getting 18 assists, I knew this season was going to be special. Vamos! Let's go. Come on. Back-to-back years winning the Bundesliga. Again, beating Leipzig. Come on, League Cup. Fingers crossed for this one. Paderborn. What? Okay, this is the repeat in the Champions League. We make it out of Group H. In the round of 16, we beat Real Sociedad on penalties. Quarterfinals, sad I had to take down my favorite club, Chelsea. In the semifinals, we beat City, and we'd be matched up against RB Leipzig in the finals. Oh, oh my God, pain. Pain, we lose to Leipzig, bro. We beat them in the Bundesliga every year, and they get revenge in the Champions League. So for season 6, Gareth Bale was officially a free agent, so we had the power to move him to whatever club we wanted. And can I get a drum roll, please? The club that we will be moving him to in season 6 is... We're gonna find out what would have happened if Gareth Bale went to FC Barcelona instead of Real Madrid. Yes, Gareth Bale was a Real Madrid legend in real life, and in this series, I like to move players to rival clubs. So Gareth Bale, assuming he accepts this contract, is now officially going to be moving to FC Barcelona on a 5-year contract. And although his contract is 5 years in length, and we only have we have 5 seasons exactly left. We don't have to keep him here all these years. If we want to transfer him in the future, we can. So our 6th season at Barcelona would consist of this team right here. Bale. We have Malin at striker. Torres at left wing. Pedri in the midfield at 93 overall. This team going into season 6 was very good, but would it be enough to win the Champions League? We got our players training and simmed the season to find out. And after we made it to the end of this 6th season and 1st season with Barcelona, we found Gareth Bale had grown to a 95 overall rating. Yeah, boys, I think this was the best decision possible to move to the team. I haven't seen any of the results, but just look at the ratings of the squad. Everyone's trending upwards as well. Gareth Bale also was the top goal scorer with 21 goals. Okay, I can't wait to see how this team did. Starting with La Liga, it is a W. We topped the league on 83 points. That is going to be the 4th trophy overall in our career. Copa de España is going to be El to Atletico Madrid. Champions League as well. Atletico Madrid dominated everything but La Liga. Sadly, Barcelona lost in the round of 16 to PSG, but there's no doubt in my mind we can win this trophy eventually with Barca. As we move into season 7, we still have 4 years remaining in our contract, and if you take a look at our squad, everyone's on international break. It is time for the Euros. So I'm making a promise to you guys watching. Yes, you. I'm looking at you. If Wales wins the Euro right here, the Euros, I will invite every single one of you who have made it this far in the video over to my apartment in New York for a pizza party. So let's root for some pizza here. Starting in Group A, where we are not there, and we've been grouped in Group B. No pizza. I guess I'm just gonna have to eat pizza all by myself, man. Italy goes on and wins the Euros. They have been absolutely dominating international competitions this video, and as this is our 2nd season with Barcelona, we're up to a 95 overall. I have no reason to leave this club. I want to stay here until we win the Champions League. So let's do it. It looks like Gareth Bale might have been maxed out at his overall, but we still ended up training him nonetheless. And then it was time to simulate season number 7 to hopefully win our first Champions League with Barca. We then finally made it to the end of this season after the simulation. Gareth Bale did end up growing only to a 96 overall, though. You know what? I'm going to make an agreement with you guys. I'm going to keep this pizza party on the line if we can win the Champions League this year, okay? Hey, La Liga has been won for a 2nd year in a row. We only lost 1 game all year. 103 points for Barca. All right, with a performance like that, we have to win the rest of these competitions. We have to win the treble. Copa goes to Madrid. Here's the Champions League, though. 2nd in the group stage. Doesn't mean we're necessarily out yet. We beat Anderlecht in the quarterfinals. We beat Atletico Madrid in the semifinals. We lose to Juventus. Juve has gone on and won the Champions League. No! Gareth Bale with the best season of his career, though. 33 goals and 18 assists. After season 7, Gareth Bale goes up to 134 goals, 67 assists, and 5 total trophies. So as we progress into this A season, we had a massive decision to make. I don't know what to do. This team is so good, but after 2 seasons, we've won the Liga, but we can't win the Champions League. I then sat for hours upon hours pondering what to do with Gareth Bale. Should I stay at Barcelona? Should I leave for a better club? And then I finally made my decision. I have decided to keep him at Barcelona. 3 seasons left in this rewind, 3 seasons left on his contract. We'll at least keep him here for 1 more year with this insane squad, because Gareth Bale, I believe in you. We then sim the season in what could be our final one with Barca. It is June 2030. Will this be it for Bale at Barca? We start with good news. Bale is a 96 overall. More good news. Bale scores 29 goals. More good news. Barcelona win La Liga for the 3rd straight year. But now time for bad news. Lose the Copa de España. And we didn't make the Champions League final again. An L in the round of 16, man. Barcelona, why can't we win? We then arrived in season number 9. 2 seasons left in our career. Before we made a decision whether to leave Barcelona, though, it was World Cup time. The last chance for Wales to win the World Cup, man. If this happens, I might just explode. All right. The winner ended up being France, and Mbappe gets another World Cup win. And after the World Cup, it was then time to make the decision. This team should have won multiple Champions Leagues. I don't know whether we're just getting unlucky or what's happening. I decided to give Barcelona one more chance, though. If we win the Champions League, I will continue at this club for the rest of my career, and Bale will be a Barcelona legend. But if we lose, I will join whichever club beats us in the Champions League to end our career. The penultimate season to see if Barcelona can finally win it. This run has flown by. We have made it to June 2031. First off, hello to anyone out there who is watching in 2031. Comment if you're watching in 2031. Gareth Bale has remained at a 96 overall for like the past 3 seasons, so I don't know if he's going to get past that ever. It is now time to figure out how Bale will do in the 9th season with Barca. Okay, I can't really knock this team at all. We have won La Liga every year that we've been here. This is the 4th time, and we won it not losing a single game. I know I want that Champions League, but this Barcelona team has been legit. We ended up losing in the Copa de España, and in the Champions League, we ended up making it all the way to the final against Chelsea. I will reveal the results of this Champions League final in 3, 2, 1. No, Chelsea. That means we have to move there. Oh my God. They're my favorite club, so I'm actually not that sad. But bro, that was our last chance to do it with Barcelona. And we lost on pens. One of our worst seasons in a while. 14 goals and 5 assists for Bale. We're joining Chelsea, I guess. For the 10th and final season, we will be joining Chelsea with Gareth Bale. And we ended up signing to Chelsea for £300,000 a week. He was introduced like an absolute hero. He even signed a kid's balls. So it was time for the final season to take place. And as soon as we arrived, this Chelsea team ended up being extremely stacked with players like Pulisic, Havertz, Reece James still remaining, even De Ligt at center back. Yeah, it was no wonder Chelsea won the Champions League last season. We got this team training and ready to go for what would be the final season of Gareth Bale's career, and then simmed away for one last shot at glory. So we will end this video as the final season ends with Gareth Bale at a 96 overall. He gets 26 goals and 11 assists. We finished 2nd in the Premier League, 1 point behind City. No FA Cup wins. No Champions Cup win. Bayer Leverkusen wins. Chelsea got knocked out by Real Madrid in the round of 16. So Gareth Bale's career ends with 215 goals, 92 assists, and 8 total trophies. His highlights include 4 La Liga trophies, 1 Champions League trophy. Take a bow, Gareth Bale. What a career it was. I really appreciate you guys watching this rewind. Click to watch another and comment who I should rewind for next week's video. See you boys later. Peace.